Hi folks, welcome back. Just a quick one today. This is just a little kind of endorsement. Now I don't do reviews on things because nobody gives me free stuff to review generally for the purpose of reviewing, and it's not what my channel's about anyway. So really I want to just show this particular thing that I've used for a long time for your benefit. I'm not doing this for the manufacturer so they sell more of the stuff. I'm doing it for you so you get to know how to use it, what it's about, so I can do a proper demonstration of it in action, and you can see whether you want to use it on your bike. Certainly as the weather's about to change, it's rolling towards the end of the summer in the northern hemisphere now, and obviously we're all considering the bad weather to come. So stick around, stay tuned, and we'll show you something that you might be able to use. Right, the product it's Scottoiler FS365. It's a solution that you spray on the bike to keep it from corroding. It's that time of year again, as we said, when the salt's going to get laid on the roads to prevent freezing and so on, and it just eats all your finishes and so on. Having got a nice shiny Triumph with all the engine casings absolutely immaculate, I don't want it deteriorating because I'm going to ride it right through the winter every day. Perhaps in the worst of the salt, I'll take the rap, but basically it is for use all the time. It's for outdoor use. Plus it might go off-road, bit of green laning, and there's muck and dirt in there too. So this stuff, basically, I just want to outline what it is if you've never seen it or heard of it before. It's a mixture of oil and water. That's the fundamentals of what it is. There's some other anti-corrosive properties inside it, things that prevent corrosion, some clever arse chemicals, but in a nutshell, it's a silicon-based oil in water that's been chemically mixed so that it does mix, because normally oil and water separates, but this doesn't. Now the way it works is that the only method of separating the water content, the distilled water in it, from the oil is by evaporation. So the quite simple principle is you spray it onto a dry bike till it's dripping wet, you walk away, let it dry, and it leaves behind it a coating of silicone oil over everything that you sprayed it onto, and that protects the bike. But because it's water soluble, it rinses off when you wash the bike. So it's not like ACF 50 that you spray on and stays on the bike all winter, where you build up a layer of filth over it. I don't like that stuff, purely because as that filth is building up, you never know whether a stone's got through it, it's made an opening, and you're letting it fester on the surface. I like to wash the bike and clean it regularly. Perhaps it's a bit of my OCD, I don't know. But quite simply, I like to wash the bike as often as possible, keep it clean. And that keeps it nice, that retains its value, it retains its luster and everything else. And if you put a lot of work and effort into any bike that you built, it's good to keep it nice. And this is the kind of thing that I like. You spray it on, it protects it through the week, and you just wash it off at the weekend. That's how I grew up when I was 17. That's exactly what I used to do. I used to spray WD-40 all over my bike, and then at the weekend wash it all and then put some more on. Simple as that, and it kept it nice for years. So let's show you how this works. First of all, I've ridden the Triumph now a couple of times in the rain. What I want to do, if you have a look around the front, it's been out in the muck, got some dust and dirt on it, chrome's got dirty. It's just a couple of rides in the rain, it wasn't much. So the first thing to do is wash it off. This is amazingly therapeutic, everybody knows this. Love washing the bike, just gets you familiar with it, helps you to find any little chips or scratches that you may not notice in everyday life as you live with it. And the other thing, which I think is very important to say, is never use a jet wash on a bike. Really, never. Just never use a jet wash. If you've got a proper bona fide dirt bike that you ride motocross, then obviously using a power washer is part of it. But on a general commoner garden road bike, it's completely unnecessary. It will just damage the bike. It will lift water, it will get water jetted in to places where you don't want it going under pressure, and that will do it no good. But this isn't really a how-to about how to clean a bike. You know how to clean your bike. You don't have to listen to me. Just wash it off. Right, there we go. So that's it washed off. Right, this, in my opinion, is the most you want to push the water on there with. No more than this. Doesn't need to be jetted on, even with a hose pipe. Just flick a pour of water over it, and that stops any water getting pushed and forced into places where it's not naturally going to fall or go. Here we are. Right. Just a big old towel, get the worst off, and then it'll start drying on its own. I think this is really a relic from when I used to work in a bike shop. You clean your bikes all day, you develop processes and ideas which make it quicker, make your life easier. And I always love using a big old towel, and when you're done with it, stick it on the line and it dries off. Obviously don't use your best bath towels, because your missus will boot you in the plums. Right, so there we are, all washed, cleaned off, bike shiny again. And this isn't about how to clean your bike. You clean your bike how you want, I ain't bothered. It's entirely up to you. Don't use a jet wash though, because you'll just start peeling off all your black coatings, and it even gets into chrome areas and takes that out. So what I want to do is show you this stuff. Scottoiler FS365. It's fundamentally an oil suspended in distilled water. And all you do with it, you spray it all over everything, except your brakes. Hey Ben.
I knew that one.
You knew that one? Mm-hmm. Now you can spray it on the chrome as well. It will just burn off. It doesn't discolour. And you'll see, I'm doing it deliberately this heavy, because you'll see what happens in a minute. And I'm not going to spray it that way onto the fork, because it will go onto the disc through there. So come in that way, very carefully, like that, and just rub it round. Just make sure it doesn't go on your brakes, because it is an oil, as it were. It doesn't have to go all over your bike until real bad winter, at which time you might choose to sort of put it around your paintwork around the front as well, but it doesn't need to be. And all I'm putting it around is all the cycle parts. I know what you call them in the States, but here in the UK we refer to wheels, frame, suspension. That's the cycle parts, the stuff that's going to get all the crap around it. So think where your bike gets dirty. All on the back shots, which you can't always get to clean. Around the back of the bolts and stuff, foot pegs, but not on the rubbers because it'll be slippery. Oh, it's so things like in there, just gently, careful not to get it on your disc again. You can, that's better, you can, the web of the front of your swing arm does tend to take a lot of battering from weather, so there's no to just squirt a little bit in there. And then, now if you get it on anything like the rubbers that you don't want it on, it's water soluble, so just wash it off. Just drown it on there, like that, till it's dripping off. All round, all the stuff that's going to corrode. Just come around there, just especially in the front there, all around the front of your motor, where it's going to cop it from the weather. Just think where you've seen corrosion on bikes, that's where you spray it. Now, that's taken a matter of minutes. It ain't hard to do. And I've used, well, none. The last time I had a litre of this, it lasted me an entire winter. Absolutely filthy, using it every time. You don't have to clean the bike and wash it and dry it. You can do it on a clean, dry bike. You can wash your bike off. If you're going to go straight back out in the rain, wash the dirt off, spray that over. This will dispel water. It will dispel it like a WD-40 does. I want to just make it clear that it isn't the answer to all ills. but it does work amazingly well. So I'll show you what it's like in about 15 minutes time. And there we are. That's it after about 10 minutes. It's gone. Practically all dried away, but it isn't dry. You can feel a kind of slippery, like silicone-y feel. So you can see that there's a lot of water in that product. You can definitely feel it on there. That's still drying on that side. And it will all dry away. Obviously when you start the bike up, the engine heat will dry it all away even quicker. But in there, it's nice to know that all up inside the swing arm there, all down in there where the rust in the future is liable to gather, that's all protected, which is nice to know, because you just get it right in there completely. And it's not a bike that's going to get pampered. It's not a bike that's going to get cleaned and polished every day and ridden around shiny. What I do with the exhaust, it may all come off completely, being too chromy, make it one of the stainless ones, don't know. Got to get some funds together for that first. But that, Scottoiler FS365. It's all dried away on this side, and you can reapply it. You can put a thicker layer on if you want, but this is nice weather at the minute. It's only the odd splash from from dusty rain water sticking dust to it, you know what I mean. It's not salt and crap and crud yet for the winter. You put 3 or 4 layers on and then you really do get an oily layer. But that's it. Just thought I'd show you what it does, see if you like it. So there it is, ever so simple. It's just what I do. You can do it if you like. Scottoiler FS365. How much was that, Pen?
£7.99.
£7.99, £8 for that, and that will last you all winter. You just spray it on like I did as I showed you when it was really wet and dripping, and as I just showed you, it almost dries away completely, leaving a very light residue over the top. The dirt will stick to the residue, it will get dusty and gritty, and it just rinses off. A bit like the WD-40 thing, but WD-40 is the wrong thing to use. This is better formulated and it's not a lot more money. WD-40 is about the same sort of price, but it doesn't last as long as that, because that stuff, literally as you saw, flick it on, let it dry, and it's ready to go. And I'll ride that probably for the week now. Come the weekend, I'll just wash it off and reapply. Simple as that. So there you go. Thanks for tuning in. Watching Delboy's Garage. This has been a little promo on FS365. Like I said, it's nothing to do with promoting Scottoiler. I didn't get given that free. I bought it. I wasn't doing it to sell more of their product. I was doing it to help you. If you want something like that now the winter's coming, you can give it a try. Bye, see you next time.